Well, Cowboys suck. Kidding. But yeah, we did play like some crap last night. It's all good though. We talk about week 15 and we talk about something else a little different afterwards. Let's get it. Well. Man, that game last night. The games were interesting yesterday. I mean, obviously, the way my boys got ran off the field, that man Cook, man, he was doing his thing. I can't even lie. James Cook was cooking us. Was in his name. But man, I hate the way we played yesterday. Shout out to the Bills. Shout out to Cook for you know more than anything. But man, we didn't show up at all. Like it wasn't even like a wasn't it, man. I would have rather us lose on the last play. Lose to a field goal, lose to a crazy touchdown, or but man, that we just got. I mean, it was 31-10, but it was way worse than that. Like we got a sneaky little touchdown near the end of the game, and that was it. But man, the offense was stale. Defense, like I said, Cook was doing his thing. He was cooking. And the Bills are keeping their playoff hopes alive. I think I heard they have to run the table to have a chance. And they look like they just might do that. But we still got 3 games left. Everybody has. Most likely, besides obviously, there's a Monday night game. That team has 4 games left, but whatever. They got the Chargers, Patriots, and Dolphins. It's all winnable for them. All winnable. Chargers are whatever. We saw they got dump truck Thursday by the Raiders. Dolphins are up and down. We play Miami next week. That should be interesting. We got Miami, Detroit, and Washington, I believe. And like I just me personally, I just obviously would have wanted us to win the division, which we still mathematically have a chance to. But Philly, they play tonight. They play Seattle tonight. They also have two games against the Giants, and Arizona is between those 2 games. They obviously have the easier schedule than we do right this time of year, and I just hate the way that we came out so flat, especially because we've been struggling on the road this season. We're like undefeated at home, but we're like 3-4 in a row. Literally, all 4 of our losses have come on the road, and all of them have been just like embarrassing games. Uh, like us losing to the Cardinals should have happened. We got ran off the field by the 49ers. Even though the Eagles one is the one, at least out of the road games that we were actually in, and a couple plays here and there, we probably could have won that game. But yesterday was just bad. It's bad all around. And then Zach Martin getting banged up didn't help either. I think he's fine. We'll see as the week goes on. But man, we really came out and played like some crap, straight up. I ain't gonna sugarcoat. By halftime, I was tuned out. I was like, they got it. We suck today. They got it. The thing is, I do hate that people are always like magnifying everything the Cowboys do. Like teams have tough weeks all the time, but no one gets magnified like the Cowboys do. And every week to week, people are talking about this is one of the best teams in the league. But then when we have a game like this, everybody's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" Yeah, it's a bad game, and no, we are not perfect. There are a lot of things. The consistency on offense is just weird. I feel like the running game still isn't there. It's not good in my eyes. Lamb has been playing great. Jack has been playing great. Ferguson wasn't really much last night, but he had been playing great coming into this game. Cook seemed like he was finally getting into the offense, and all that stuff. And that line was doing really well. But and defensively, we were obviously playing well. People were making plays. Bland, of course. Parsons, of course. This whole Dak MVP talk for me, after this game, is out the window. And I love Dak, but we played really bad as a whole yesterday, and I just personally, if this is gonna just this helps, who else was I know Purdy, McCaffrey. There was a couple other people who were like ahead of him. But yeah, I don't want to hear any more Dak MVP talk because we don't. This regular season stuff is whatever. We did clinch a playoff first though. Let's just say that we did because the Panthers beat the Falcons. We'll talk about that a little later. That was crazy. But we did clinch a playoff spot, but it still doesn't feel good when you come out and play like that. All the Dak MVP talk, I don't want to hear it. Because all this regular season stuff really doesn't matter for us. It's the playoffs. That's where we have to prove ourselves. And if we don't win this division, we're going to have to do this on the road. We're not going to have any home games in case, a wildcard team wins after the first week. So I'm not going to lie. I'm on the fence a little bit how I feel about them right now. We have time to kind of shape things up. Like I said, we got 3 games left in the regular season to work on some things. I do hope that we can still pull off the division. But as much as I would love to win the division, and as much as I would love for Philly to literally lose the rest of their games of the season, it's probably not going to happen. With their schedule, and I think as much as their defense has struggled, offensively, I think they're good, even though they seem like they've been struggling as a whole. But all those weapons on the Eagles' offense, ain't no way they're losing all these games. Straight up. Ain't no way. But, it depends what happens tonight. They play Seattle tonight. If Seattle wins this game, it puts us back in first. Right now, this second, we are in second because of the fact that we lost. So we're 10-4, Philly's 10-3. I believe we have the tiebreaker. But they play a lot of NFC games. So it might help the NFC record. They play nothing but NFC games. We have Miami next week, who's an AFC team. We got the 2 other, obviously, NFC games with Detroit and Washington. But yeah. I really on the fence about how I feel about them right now. It is 1 game. But we got to play better on the road. We have to play better on the road if we want any chance of making a run to the Super Bowl or at least the conference championship game. We have to be better on the road. It's the only way we're going to get there. It looks like maybe if we don't win a division, it's literally the only way we're going to get there is if we play better on the road. Straight up. If there's nothing else to debate here. The thing is, we would still have a chance to. If we would win the division, we would obviously have to. We play Detroit, so it would be good if we obviously beat Detroit, which would be huge because that would obviously give us the edge over Detroit, and we could get the 2nd seed. But we just got to take care of our business that's in front of us. Play Miami, play Detroit, play Washington, and then whatever happens. Done with that. Tired of talking about them. But remember, we had 3 Saturday games. The Bengals pull out their win against a game against the Vikings 27-23 in overtime. That was a really crazy game with some crazy touchdowns and stuff in that game. Shout out to the Bengals. They're doing their thing. They keep their playoff hopes. Are they leading the division? I don't think no. That's I forgot. That's the division with Baltimore, who's rolling and officially clinched the playoff spot themselves. But Bengals beat the Vikings. Colts pretty much ran Pittsburgh off the field, 30-13. I'm not gonna lie, I was barely paying attention to the Saturday games. I was kind of looking, had NFL Network on in the background, just kind of for background noise. But yeah, Colts beat the Steelers. Lions beat the Broncos. That was the one that kind of made me sad because I was going for the Broncos. Y'all know I was showing a lot of love to them Broncos, but Jared Goff did his thing. 5 touchdowns. Amon-Ra came away with 100 and a touchdown. Gibbs had 100 and a touchdown rushing. Good all-around game for Detroit. Let's see what the rest of their schedule's looking like for the rest of the season. Obviously, they play us. But they also play the Vikings twice, and we played them in between that. Now, that's going to be interesting to see because I didn't realize they haven't played the Vikings yet this year. The Vikings didn't look bad Saturday. Obviously, Cousins isn't there, but Jefferson was. He was doing his thing. Addison had a couple touchdowns. So that's gonna be, and that's division games. You know how that be. So now on to the Sunday games. Bears Browns. Browns pull off a win by 3 against the Browns. The Bears. The Browns came through. Flacco had another solid game, even though he had 3 picks. But I believe Fields was throwing picks too. Like they both were kind of just throwing picks. Yeah, Fields had 2, and then, but Flacco had 374 with 2 touchdowns and 3 picks. But Amari Cooper had 100 receiving yards and a touchdown, and Njoku had 100 receiving yards and a touchdown. Browns come through, stay afloat in that NFC. I mean the AFC race. They pretty much, I believe they're like 5th or 6th or something like that. Like I said, Baltimore's still leading that division. Yeah, they're 5th in the AFC right now. So Browns pull that one. Bucks Packers. Bucks came through, 34-20. Mayfield did his thing. 4 touchdowns, 380 yards. He's been slowly having a solid year. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, and Mike Evans feels like he's Mike Evans again. He's had a touchdown in I believe I heard 8 of the last 9 games or something. Godwin. I always say Goodwin. His name's Godwin. He had 150 receiving yards. Big game. Love didn't play terrible, at least by the numbers. But he was sacked a couple times. Damn, Baker Mayfield was sacked 5 times. Sheesh. But yeah, nonetheless, Bucks keep their division hopes alive with at least the fight for the division crown, which we'll talk about one of the other teams that's in that division in a bit. Texans beat Titans 19-16. Texans won without Mr. CJ Stroud. Case Keenum played pretty solid. Shout out to the Texans. They look like they're I believe, did they clinch a playoff spot yet? No, they did not. Oh, they're 8-6. It's a lot of wow, they will actually be on the outside looking in right at this moment if the playoffs started. So, but still, good win for the Texans to keep their playoff hopes alive. Dolphins beat the Jets 30-0. I thought the Jets would at least give them some kind of a fight. I was wrong. Dolphins doing Dolphins things. Waddle had a good 140 and a touchdown. He's nutty. He's pretty good. I know everybody talks about Hill, but Waddle is pretty solid. I'm guessing Hill didn't play. I don't even see him on the stat sheet at all. But I feel like he probably was like, okay, this is the week I could probably take a break. It is the Jets. No disrespect, but I'm just saying the Jets aren't a good team. We know this. Wilson looks like he got benched, and Trevor Siemian came in for a little bit. But yeah, that's that game. We have Chiefs coming back with a dub against the Patriots. They looked obviously better. The Patriots, I remember looking, I was like, the Patriots kind of give them a little bit of a run. I was like, is Tom Brady back? Like, what's good? Nah, but the Chiefs were doing Chiefs things. Getting their dub. They're 9-5. They're still winning their division. Still leading their division. They're 9-5. The 3rd in the AFC. They're probably at least gonna hold on, get that division, but they're probably gonna have to go on the road. They have never played at least Mahomes has never played a road playoff game, so that's gonna be fun to watch. Them goddamn Giants lost to the Saints 24-6. The one week I get them boys just a little bit of love. They like, nah, Steph, we just kidding. Lost 24-6. They did nothing that game. It was just blah. Yeah. But yeah, the Saints keep their quest for the South Crown. They keep theirs alive. So them and Tampa are tied with 7-7. Tampa I believe has the tiebreaker because they have the tiebreaker because of head-to-head win percentage. Tampa Bay has a tiebreaker over the Saints. And they actually play the Saints and the Panthers. They got Jacksonville next week, but they play the Saints, so that's gonna probably be big for the NFC South. Speaking of NFC South, them goddamn Falcons lost to the Panthers. The Panthers got their second dub of the season, 9-7. Man, the Falcons fumbled the ball with that one. They couldn't losing to a team like that. It's just not good, especially this time of year. Like If you lose to a good team, it's different, but you lose to a team that just is pretty much thrown in the towel, kind of sucks. But they still have a shot to win this division. They do have the Saints as well. They play the Bears and they play the Colts next week. So they still got a shot, but they got to pick it up, man. They got to pick it up. They should be. I feel like they might sneak at the bottom of the playoffs, but obviously they want to try to win the division. They're 6-8. The other two are 7-7. So we shall see. 4 o'clock games. We got the Rams beating the Commanders 28-20. I believe the Rams are with the Rams. The Rams are at 7th place right now in the NFC. They're 7-7. The team that's on the top of that division, they've officially clinched the NFC West. Them 49ers. They doing 49 things. They won 45-29. Brock Purdy had 4 touchdowns. McCaffrey doing his thing. Ain't nothing new. I feel like the NFC is gonna go through San Fran. I think they're turning up at the right time. Obviously, when they beat us and then lost those 3 straight, everybody was worried and everything. They seem to they're healthy now. Debo's doing his thing, doing Debo things. McCaffrey's doing McCaffrey things, and Brock Purdy's playing really well. So yeah, they pretty much have the NFC on lock. It's probably gonna pretty much go through San Fran. I think we've kind of, we've got to close that chapter. We already talked about the damn Cowboys. I'm gonna go over them. We got the Ravens Jaguars. Ravens coming through, beating the Jaguars 23-7. I believe they clinched their division. I know they clinched a playoff spot, 100%. They clinched a playoff berth. They haven't clinched their division yet. They probably will at some point soon. Because they got Cleveland here that's right under them, and they're 9-5. I believe they win the next game. They should be able to, because they have the 49ers. Ooh, they have the 49ers. That's gonna be a game next week. Ooh, and it's on Christmas Day. It's the Monday night game. Speaking of Christmas, it's crazy that Christmas is literally Monday. I was talking about this with my friends yesterday. I'm like, Christmas is actually next Monday, which is kind of nuts. It doesn't feel like Christmas time. I'm gonna be honest, but man, that's gonna be a big game, man. Niners Ravens on Christmas. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And then they also have the Dolphins and the Steelers. So, I believe the next game they win, they pretty much should take that division, if I'm not mistaken. So they're looking like it. They already have a 2-game lead over. Yeah, they have a 2-game lead over Cleveland. I don't know. Let's see. Do they have a tiebreaker? No, they actually lost to the Browns the last time. They split with the Browns. 1 or 2 more wins. They have it locked up. Whether they're still fighting for the the AFC playoffs to go through Baltimore, but they look like they might get that too, depending on what happens with Miami. It's gonna be interesting. They are in first place right at this second. 11-3. Dolphins are 10-4. But yeah, that was pretty much week 15. It's just my boys just really disappointed me. It's not even about the loss. It's the way we play. I don't like when we play like that. I don't like when we play like that. Let me see what's going on in NBA. Wow, that's interesting. Steph Curry's 3-point streak. He had like a good 4 or 5 years of having a game with at least 1 3-pointer, and his streak ended yesterday. That's interesting. Interesting. I feel like I've been trying to pay a little attention to the NBA. Excuse me. I don't know. I just been haven't really. I think because football season's still like in full swing, that once that ends, or at least like coming to an end, we don't have much to talk about. I think your girl go get back in the NBA things. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It's December. What is actually? Let me check the Christmas games. The Christmas games are usually popping. Let's see what we got here. We got Bucks Knicks. That should be a solid game. Warriors Nuggets, Celtics Lakers, Sixers Heat, and then Dallas and the Phoenix. This is some good games. Some good games. Good games. It should be good. I'm hoping there's no like crazy blowouts. I feel like there's always like that one blowout on the Christmas Day. But I do love watching the Christmas NBA games. It's always a good time. Always a good time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for sports. Kind of going to talk about something after the break. But we gonna get a little personal. Big Mama likes to get a little personal. This is kind of like I do go to therapy weekly, but this is kind of like my therapy too. It's been really nice to kind of have this to kind of talk and kind of do it on my own terms. Um, but yeah, we're gonna talk about something after the break. I'll be right back. All right, now I kind of want to touch on something that um I recently told a very close friend how I felt about them. Um, I told her I liked her more than a friend. It took a while to get it out of me, but it's usually not like me to kind of let people know how I feel, at least in that sense. I've had people I've had crushes on before, and I've kind of just not said anything. The one time I did though, and I think that's what's kind of. It was a few reasons why I didn't want to, but one of the reasons too was like maybe like 8 to 10 years ago, I had a friend who I got kind of close with, and I told her I liked her, and she told me that I was too nice. So she straight up told me like, "We're cool, and I think you're great, but you're too nice for me." And I'm like, "Okay, like how do you expect me to take that information?" So it was like a combination of that, and I've never been in a relationship before, ever. In my almost 35 years of life, yes, I've never been close. Well, I won't say I've never been close to having a partner, but it's very rare. um, but yeah, I think the thing that was definitely stopping me too was because of we have mutual friends, and I never wanted, if anything was to get serious and not turn out well, I never wanted to have to like choose sides or people to choose sides. The thing is different though with this one because she's very mature for her age, and I've told her that it's one of her really great qualities is that she's mature for her age. Um, but yeah, it was she's had a year. Let's just say that. Um, so I didn't want to make it more awkward for her, and I didn't want anything to be awkward between me and her and the people around us that we both obviously know. So I didn't want to make it super awkward. So that was another reason why I just didn't want to say anything. But I kind of told my other friends a couple months ago how I felt about her. It was a little bit before Halloween. And they knew. Everybody else knew, pretty much, in our kind of friend group. And I didn't tell her. But then maybe like a week ago, the girl hadn't been asleep. And I was a little bit sleep deprived. And I said something to her, which I don't remember saying, but I had 4 people around me, including her, that confirmed what I said. And I was like, and then my other friend, who, I would say remain nameless, but I get a feeling people probably know who I'm talking about if you know me. Um, but she was like, "Are you ever gonna talk to her?" I said, "I've been wanting to. I've really been wanting to." And I had told this friend that I wanted to talk to the crush for a while now. I just been kind of chickening out. And one day after I streamed, like this was probably was this Friday? It's Friday or whenever my last stream was. Today's Monday, the 18th. I think it was Friday. And there's been a few times we've been just in Discord, me and her, for a lot. And I've been wanting to say something. But I felt like this was the time. And I just straight up just said, I was like, I like you. But I want you to know nothing has to change. We could still be friends. But if you ever wanted anything more, I'm open to it. I don't you guys realize how nervous I was when that happened, because I knew she wouldn't completely write me off. We've been really cool for about a year and a half now, and I didn't think she would be like oh fuck you, and completely said, don't talk to me ever again. Like I knew that wasn't gonna happen, but it still was like, like I said, I didn't want to make things weird between me and her. I didn't want to make things weird between our friend group and all that stuff. But I said, why not? I did what I had to do, and I feel better about it. I feel better about it, and we've been cool. It hasn't been any like awkwardness or anything. I haven't been a little bit extra flirty. I'm not gonna lie at times, um, but I um, and I told her, like, I'm like, if I ever get too much, I was like, just let me know. I don't want you to feel comfortable around anywhere we're both a space that we're both in, especially the person that we are, the people that we're around. I don't want you to feel like you could ever not have a safe place to kind of hang. Like that's the last thing I want. So I was like, if I ever get too much, let me know. She's really just chill with it and is like, nah, you're fine. She's like, you've been doing it for months anyway, so it's really not that different. It's just, and she was also saying that she was happy that I told her, and it's good to like have confirmation. I'm like, I was like, okay. I was like, and that's what my other friend told me. She was just like, just tell her, because she's had where some situations where people have liked her and not said anything to her, where it was kind of quote unquote too late, or just like she didn't like the fact that everybody was, telling this person that they liked her but not coming to her, which is fair. I get that. And I felt like I owed her that, and I needed to do that for myself as well, just to kind of get it off my chest. I wanted to go into 2024, you know, good vibes. That's what we're trying to do. We only got what, like 2 more weeks left in this year, which is insane to say. First of all, um, but yeah, like I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. We're trying to be a little bit more positive and not be such a chicken. But straight up, and she's kind of got on me for not mentioning her in this podcast. And I guess I kind of still am not, in a way. I mean, I'm talking about her, and she knows who she is, and I know she's probably listening. And but but I just kind of want to put out there just to be a little, you know, don't if you feel like you have somebody that you like, and if it's not, you know, just it's okay to let people know how you care. Obviously, people aren't going to have the same reaction as she had, but and be so cool about it, so mature about it. But and I know there's people who be like, completely turned off, and it ruins the relationship, even like the friendship or whatever. And that's what I've always said. I've always like, I told her, I was like, regardless of what happens, where something happens or nothing happens, we're gonna be in each other's lives for, I'm hoping, for the rest of our lives, because like I said, I enjoy her as a person, and I enjoy her as my friend first. Um, and even if something was to happen and not go well, I think we're both really mature enough to kind of still be friends. I don't think anything would happen that drastic where we'd be like, no, fuck you. Like that's not our relationship at all. So I do I do want to say, just, you know, I care a lot, and I've told you that. Um we've been hanging out a little bit more than usual, which has been nice. Um you're an awesome person, and yeah, all that stuff. I don't know how to end this. I want to end this episode. I'm trying to close it out. But yeah, just know that big mama's got your back. And I love my people. Everybody knows I love my friends and people that are close to me, and people that show that you know they show that they care. I'm very, very, very loyal. It's an understatement. I've had, you know, I've recently lost like someone in my life who I at least thought was had my best interest at heart. Um, to find out that other things meant more to them than our friendship. So and it really hurt. Not gonna lie, it really hurt because this person I've spent a lot of time with. If anybody's been around my streams the last 4 years, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. And we pretty much are no longer friends. I don't wish any bad luck on her at all. That's not who I am. But we had our friendship hadn't been the strongest in the last like year and a half, 2 years. The funny part is like when we kind of had our little bit of a falling out, we gave each other space, and that's how I found Ash, and um, got close with Ash and everything. And but it just sucks. It kind of does suck because like I ride for the people that got my back. I ride for them to death. Like I've had things said about me, and I really don't care. But don't come after the people that I care about the most. My friends are my family that I you know that have been there for me through a lot of things, and I just feel like I feel like I was kind of betrayed in some way when it came to that because I would defend this person to everyone who would talk shit about her, and to find out where her views are just kind of it made me sad. It made me sad because it was like she was like that the whole time. And it was more than just like I said. If you know me, you probably know who I'm talking about. It was more than just that one thing that recently happened a few months ago. It was a lot of things that, like I said, our friendship wasn't the best. At least the last couple years. Um, we had already kind of had some disagreements. There was times when I felt like we would play games and I would get DMs from her saying how I was being disrespectful and all this stuff, and when I wasn't, the way she talks to people sometimes was always not the best, but I always offended her, and it just feels like I wasted my time. But like I said, it wasn't all bad. Me and her had plenty of good times. I'm not gonna act like it was just all terrible. Um, but I noticed the signs and I didn't, and I tried to you know ignore it and keep it going because I'm like, okay, she's a good person. She's always nice. And then everybody else would tell me that she's not that nice to you and you don't see it. And I'm happy I finally got to open my eyes. Um, but yeah, like I said, I don't wish her any bad luck, any ill will. That's never who I am. Um, we've been through a lot, and I would never, like I said, I would never wish any bad luck on her. I do wish her the best and everything that she has going on in her life. Um, but yeah, long story short, I'm gonna try to go into the new year a little bit more optimistic. There's times when I feel like I get really down about things. That's why I told this friend that I how I felt about her, and I'm trying to help everybody in my circle kind of move on and let's go into 2024. Good things happening and all that stuff. We're gonna try to take the positives into the new year. My birthday is officially 3 weeks away, though. That's definitely something positive. My birthday is 3 weeks away officially. My birthday is January 8th. Probably gonna be doing a stream. I've mentioned this before, but yeah. And for that beautiful human of a person that I kind of you know I don't want to like it's a word I want to use, but I was like that's not a good word. But that beautiful human who I told how I felt this past week, just know that I got your back, Gert. But yeah, I ain't got nothing but love for you, um, Tavi. But follow me everywhere. Big Mama Steph everywhere on the socials, Twitter or X, Twitch. Obviously, come to the Twitch. I'll probably gonna be streaming soon. Within this week for sure. Um, got the Twitch Big Mama stuff, X Big Mama stuff. What else? What else? What else? Instagram and the TikToks and YouTube. YouTube. I think you could look me up on YouTube, and I think that's how it works. Big Mama stuff. TikTok is Big Mama stuff _ Come follow there. I need to start posting a little bit more. I kind of started slacking. This person definitely helped me with that too. They were on my butt for posting content. So yeah, but maybe back tomorrow. Depends what happens. Like I said, I've been kind of not sure how to structure these as far as like what days. But like I said, we're gonna make minimum do it like 4 or 5 times a week. But yeah, man, love your faces. Stay beautiful. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to drink your water, check on the homie, and remember you're loved. And have an amazing, amazing start to your weeks. Be going into the last couple weeks of the year, so be good, man. Be good to each other. I love y'all, man. Peace.